Welcome to Azure Mastery Program. Today is the session number 4. We are going to start the new track from today. The track name is Storage Account. This is one of the first service which we are going to start today. But before this, what I'm planning to start the assessment. So guys, for the assessment every day going forward, there'll be assessment. I'll ask 15 to 20 questions per day. Based on your timing, means how quickly you are responding and your correct answer, you'll get some marks here. Okay. So what I'm doing, wait for a second. So this is I'm going to host it live and the link I'm going to share in your chat window. Okay. So I'm going to start. The application that I'm using for the assessment is a Kahoot and URL I'm sharing in the chat window. So I'll suggest all of you to join this URL. Everyone, please join. Again repeating, everyone, please join. What about the others? Guys, please join the link which I'm sharing in the chat window. Everyone, please check the Google Meet chat window. Link I have shared. This is for the assessment. So we are going to start with assessment first. One more. Anyone is facing any challenge, guys? It's Sujit. Okay, you're already in. Chakresh. Okay, you're already in. Pratik. Who is left? Shivani is in. Anup. Anup. Okay. Madhulika. Okay. Lisa. Kiran. Kiran. Kiran.
Yes, sir, I have joined. I'm Disha.
Kiran, you're on seat. Guys, I'm not looking for the people who are not serious. If you're joining through the mobile phone, you can drop. If you are just for the formality you're joining, you can drop, please. Kiran, you can drop. Please, you can drop, otherwise I'm going to remove you. So I'm removing you from the group here. Anyway, guys, so we can continue. So the very first question. What is Microsoft Azure? So Microsoft Azure is a database, it's a cloud computing platform, it's an operating system or a web browser. What is Azure region? Region is physical location within the specific country, a set of centers deployed within the latency defined parameter, logical grouping of the resources, or virtual machine instance. Remember, guys, I'm not talking about the zone or data center or geographic. I'm talking about the region. What is Azure region? Okay, mixed response. The correct answer is it is a set of data center, or most correct answer is it is set of data center deployed within the latency defined parameter. So some of you selected Azure region is the virtual machine. Azure region is not the virtual machine, guys. Azure region is not a grouping of the resources. So this is grouping of the resources is resource group. What is the PaaS stands for? PaaS. PaaS stands for Platform as a Service, Platforms Access Service, Programming as a Service, or Process as a Service. Which of the following is not a cloud deployment model? Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, or serverless cloud, which is not the correct cloud. So we have three types of cloud available in industry. Which one is not the correct cloud deployment model? So guys, we have public, private, and hybrid. We have three types of cloud available in the market. So public, private, and hybrid. We don't have any cloud like the serverless cloud. As of now, Bhanu is number 1, Biswajit Ghosh number 2, Lisa is number 3, Chakresh number 4, and Anshul is number 5. Which of the following is the primary benefit of the using Azure? So if you're using Azure, you'll get the high local storage capacity, on-demand scalability, dedicated physical server, or manual software update, which is the primary benefit of Azure cloud computing. Which service model offers maximum control to the users? As, PaaS, SaaS, or FaaS? So the three type of service models are available. Here, which one is the incorrect one? So here, guys, infrastructure as a service will give you the maximum control. The minimum control you will give with the SaaS one, and there's nothing like the FaaS. So, guys, there's nothing like the FaaS. Correct answer is what is the question? Which service model offer maximum control? So here, 50% things will be done by Microsoft, and remaining 50% by you. And here you'll get the minimum control. Here you'll get the maximum control. In which service model does provider manage the operating system? So guys, in which case operating system will be managed by provider? As, PaaS, SaaS, or none of the above? Which of the following is true about the Azure region pairing? So if you remember, all the regions are internally paired. So all the regions in a paired must be on different continent. Region pair enables the seamless failover for the high availability. Regions in the paired share the same power grid, but region pair are only available in North America. Which one is correct statement? So guys, region pair enable the seamless failover for the high availability. What is the primary use of the SaaS? SaaS stands for Software as a Service. So it is used for the application development, software delivery over the internet, virtual machine hosting, or data analytics. Azure SQL Database is example of which model? As, PaaS, SaaS, or hybrid? What does ARM stands for? In Azure, ARM stands for Azure Resource Manager, Application Resource Model, Azure Role Management, or Application Role Model. What is Azure pricing model? How Azure is working? Here, fixed monthly cost you have to pay, or is a working the pay as you go model, or subscription only, or none of the above. In Azure Cloud Computing, the payment model is fixed monthly cost, subscription only, pay as you go, none of the above. Okay, so one question, Deepak. Deepak,
Hello. Yes, sir. Good morning.
can you speak little loudly?
Hello.
Deepak, why you joined after 20 minutes?
Sir, I am getting late. Sorry. Sorry for today, sir.
Every day, almost every day, this is the pattern. If you are not serious, so make sure you will not join from next day.
Yes, no, sir. No, sir. Sir.
What you are doing? You are sleeping during night. You are sleeping. So why you are late today?
Yes, sir. And last night I was sleeping late.
First, come
because
closer to the mic. Please speak loudly. Come closer to the mic and make sure going forward from next day you will not be late.
sir, actually, sir, last night I'm watching video.
No
So,
excuse, please, Deepak. No excuse.
sir, this is not excuse, sir. Sir, in last 3 classes, I'm joining.
I don't want to listen any excuse. I was also working midnight.
This is sorry, sir.
What is the Azure portal used for? Azure portal is used to manage the Azure resources through the web interface, running the CLI script, set up the VPN, or accessing Azure database. So Azure portal, the portal.azure.com is used for what? It is used to manage the Azure resources through the web interface, or it is used to run the CLI. Correct. So 100% correct. People are okay. Perfect. So portal.azure.com is the main portal which is mainly used to manage the resources. Which of the following statement is true about the Azure subscription? So a subscription is a virtual machine instance. Subscription provide a logical container for all the resources and services. A subscription represent a data center. A subscription is used to define the network layer. In Azure portal you can access only if you have the subscription. So which one is the correct statement for the subscription? Subscription is a virtual machine. Subscription provide a logical container. So guys, subscription is not a data center. Subscription is used to define the network layer. No, it is a container. Means under the subscription, all the resources and resource group and services will be available. So it is a type of logical container for all your resource and services. So whenever you guys will go for the Microsoft certification, such type of question will be asked. So from today, I have started the preparation. Total 22 or 23 type assessment we are planning to conduct. And by end of the course, you guys will be ready for the certification also. In Azure, which is the service layer agreement? What is the SLA? What is the SLS? SLA stands for Service Level Agreement. SLA is a legal document outlining the cloud provider responsibility. SLA provides the baseline agreement that guarantee uptime and availability. Perfect. So guys, it will give the guarantee that your services will be up and running 24 by 7 for 99.99% availability with the. What is the maximum number of the resource group you guys can create? Yesterday I described whenever I was trying to create a resource group, I told you guys we can create this number of resource group in a subscription. In one subscription, how many resource group you can create? Unlimited, 500, 250, 980. Correct. Earlier it was 800, but nowadays it's 980. So number 5 is Anshul. Number 4 is Vishleshna Prakash, Vishwajit Ghosh, Lisa, and Bhanu. What is the Azure pricing calculator used for? Azure pricing calculator is used to configure the virtual network. It is used to estimate the cost of the Azure services and solution. It is used to manage the billing. Wow, very fast. Which of the following is not a type of Azure subscription? Free trial, pay as you go, enterprise agreement, monthly Azure app license, which is not a type of subscription.
Option D.
So 3 of you selected free trial. So free trial, Azure free trial subscription is a subscription, guys. Pay as you go is also a subscription. Enterprise agreement is a student subscription, MSDN subscription, all these subscription. We don't have any subscription like the monthly Azure app license. Azure is not working the licensing model. Mainly it is working the subscription model. Very good performance, Lisa. What is Microsoft Azure? If cloud computing is a concept, then what is Microsoft Azure? So Azure is cloud computing platform and service created by Amazon, a cloud computing platform and service created by Microsoft, or something else.
Option D.
So guys, Microsoft Azure is not a Amazon product, it's a Microsoft product. So we are learning Azure. Azure is Microsoft product, not the Amazon. Which of the following is not the cloud service model in Azure? PaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and RaaS, which is not a cloud service model. So guys, there's nothing like the RaaS. What does IaaS stands for in Azure? IaaS stands for Information as a Service, Infrastructure as a Service, Internet as a Service, Integration as a Service. So guys, it is Infrastructure as a Service. Which Azure pricing model allow you to pay only what you use? Reserve instance, pay as you go, enterprise agreement, free trial. Perfect. What is shared responsibility model in Azure? Azure manages all the aspect of the security and compliance. Responsibility are shared between customer and Azure. Customer manage the physical security only. Azure manage application level security. In Azure Cloud Computing, we have the shared responsibility. So our question is, what is the shared responsibility model in Azure Cloud Computing? So guys, in this case, the responsibilities are shared between the customer and Azure. Means some part will be managed by you, remaining by Microsoft. Second last question. What is the key benefit of cloud computing? It's working on the fixed pricing, unlimited local storage, on-demand resource scalability, physical server redundancy. And last question is, which of the following is not a characteristics of the SaaS? Fully managed by provider, required required software installation on local device, accessible via internet, subscription-based pricing, which is not the characteristics or feature of the SaaS. I'll give the example of the SaaS services like the Power BI, Intra ID, Office 365, Dynamic 365. So guys, SaaS services are fully managed by provider. This is correct. You guys can access SaaS services over the internet, and it is working on the subscription model. And here you no need to require, you don't need to install any software on your local device. So correct answer is second one. And finally, this is the time for the podium. Number five, oh sorry, number 3 is Bhanu. Number 2 is Viswajit Ghosh. And number 1 is Lisa. Congratulations to all of you. Number 4 is Vishleshna Prakash. Number 5 is Anshul. So guys, this is the way exactly we are planning to conduct assessment on daily basis from here. Now, before moving ahead, if you have any question, any doubt, then please unmute and ask your question. Any question? If no questions, so guys, from today, I'm going to start a new track. The name of the track is Storage Account. This is one of the biggest topic. It will take few days, at least 3 to 4 days it will take to complete. This is one of the multi-purpose service used by data engineer, software engineer, admin, architect, or if anyone who is a part of IT or cloud ecosystem, they have to use. In 100% project, maybe you have to create or you have to manage, or it will be managed by Microsoft, but in 100% cases, it will be used. The name of the service is Storage Account. This, as I told you guys, this is one of the multi-purpose service. So here, it has multiple types available. So Storage Account is one of the PaaS-based service where almost everything is managed by Microsoft. Only we have to focus on the application and data. It has multiple types available like blob storage, table storage, file storage, queue storage, and disk storage. Let me tell you before the cloud. So earlier in industry, or I would say 20, 30 or 40 years ago, in industry, people were managing the data in a diary registers. For example, during the 90s in banking, entire banking system was depend on registers. There was no computer. Between 90 to 2005 in banking, mostly there was no computer. So how the banking system was working, it was managed, all the transactions were managed in a registers, right? So earlier people were managing the data, maintaining data in diary or register. After some time, people started managing the data in a computer. From 2006, cloud computing came into the picture. If I'm talking specific about the Microsoft Azure cloud computing, it introduced in year 2010. From then, in 2010, Microsoft introduced a service. Name of the service is Storage Account. This is very much useful service, guys. If you're working as a data engineer, maybe you're working as a you're the part of sales marketing, you are working the Power BI, you're working on any technology. If you're the part of cloud ecosystem, you guys have to use it. So depending on the type of data that you're planning to maintain, you have to select the subtype available. So Storage Account is one of the service. Under it, we have maintained total 6 type of data. One is the blob data. So for it, we have the blob storage. For tabular data, we can store in such type of data in a table storage. Any file system you can maintain in a file share. Queue storage, all the messages you guys can store in your queue share. Queue, and finally the disk machine backup or disk you guys can maintain in a disk. It means we have total 5 type of storage options are available. Apart from these 5, we have one more type available, which is called the ADLS Gen2 that we'll discuss later on. next Saturday. So guys, whenever you try to create a storage account, there'll be option available. What type of performance you're looking for? Are you planning to go with the premium performance or you're looking for the standard performance? If you're planning to go with the premium performance, it means in backend, Microsoft will attach a SSD. Now question is what, and if you're planning to go with the standards, in this case, Microsoft will attach in backend LED. Now, a question. What is the difference between SSD and HDD? This question is for Deepak. So Deepak, what is the difference between SSD and HDD?
Hello,
What is the difference between SSD and HDD?
sir.
Sorry,
Hello.
Deepak, can you speak loudly?
Yes, sir. Are you? Hello.
Deepak, your volume is very low. Anyway, so same question I'm passing to Chakresh. Chakresh, what is the difference between SSD and HDD?
SSD is the solid state disk and HDD is a hard drive. The difference is that the rotation formulated difference is there. The accessing is fast in SSD, but in HDD, the access is little slow.
Perfect. So guys, in market, there are two types of discs are available. Whenever you're planning to buy a laptop, earlier there was a two option available. You can buy a new laptop with the new normal hard disk, which is called the standard hard disk, and the second is solid state drive. So hard disk drive, SSD stand for hard disk drive. This is solid state drive. So there are two type of disk available. One is the this is the SSD, where the weight of the SSD will be maybe 500 gram, 2 kg, 1 kg, or depending on the types and size. The second is SSD. SSD is just like the memory card, just like the RAM. Okay, the size of the SSD is very small. Performance-wise, SSD is very fast, while SSD normal hard disk is slower. Uh, if you're looking for the lifespan, so lifespan is longer with the normal hard disk. Normal hard disk is cheaper, while SSD is expensive. uh, in case you're looking for the best performance, you can go with the SSD. Nowadays, the life of the laptop is normally 5 years. So guys, if you're going to buy a new laptop or you're going to buy a new server, so normally the recommendation from industry is to go with the SSD. At least your C drive must be SSD, so that you guys can get a better performance. So similarly, in Azure Cloud Computing, whenever you're going to create a storage account, so there'll be two options available. Option number one is you can go with the premium storage. In this case, Microsoft will give you SSD in backend. Over there, the input-output operation will be very high. Size-wise, it is not taking much size. It's very small, like the kit, working very fast. Commercially, this is costly, and the example is flash drive. And on the other hand, there's another option available, which is called the standard disk. In backend, Microsoft is offering hard disk drive. Over there, the input-output operation will be lower. Size-wise, this is bigger. Performance-wise, slow. Commercially, this is cheaper and working on the RPM model. RPM stands for a round per minute. So guys, there'll be two options available. If you're looking for the cheapest solution, you can go with this SSD. If you're looking for the best performance, then you guys can go with the SSD. Okay, so in last slide, I was telling we have multiple type, we have multiple option available. So first option is called the blob storage. So what you guys can do whenever you're planning to maintain the semi-structure or unstructured data, then in that case, you guys can maintain your data in a blob storage. It means in storage account, we have multiple types available. The first type is blob storage. Over there, you can maintain your semi-structure or unstructured data. Example, suppose you're planning to maintain CSV, TSV, Word document, PDF, data center backup, machines backup, file folder backup. So all such type of data you guys can maintain in a blob storage. Second option is table storage. So whenever I'm talking about the table storage, so don't confuse this with the database. So this is not the database, but here, in case you're planning to maintain some data in a tabular format, you can maintain huge amount of data in one table. You can maintain terabytes of data, petabytes of data you guys can maintain per table. So if I talk about the SQL server, so Chakresh, how much data you can store in a SQL database? Or in SQL database, suppose there's an employee table. So how much data you can store? Any idea?
Never measure,
Hmm?
never measure lakhs and lakhs of data.
So yes, millions of record, maybe millions of record you can store. But if I'm telling you to maintain the trillions of record, the performance will be degraded, or and you will get the response after 1 week.
Right, right.
Right. Suppose in your database you have total 3,000 tables available, and if the millions of records are available in every table, the performance will be degraded. While in this case, trillions of record you guys can maintain per table. So, guys, the size wise here you can store up to petabytes of data per table you guys can maintain. Technically, it is not possible to store such a huge amount of data in any of the database, but here, massive amount of data you guys can store here. Plus, it's working on the NoSQL architecture. Means here you can maintain your data in a table, but there's no SQL feature available. For example, in case you are planning to write the procedure, functions, trigger, all these features are not possible. In case you're planning to apply the join, left, right join, outer join, inner join, this or that join. So technically, all these join you guys cannot apply here. Massive amount of data you can store means data storage wise is one of the best solution if you're planning to store huge amount of data. When I'm talking huge means GBs of data, terabytes of data, petabytes of data. So what you guys can do, you can maintain all such type of data in a table storage. Remember guys, table storage is one of the most useful service, especially in software engineering and data engineering project. If anyone who is working as a data engineer, so definitely you should consider in your project. Normally the problem is people don't understand the weightage or the value of the table storage, that's why they are not using. In ideal situation, if you're working as a software engineer or data engineer or data scientist, in these three cases you must consider the table storage in your project. What it will do, it will reduce overall operation cost up to 90 to 99%. Suppose if you're maintaining your data in a database, you're paying $1,000 per month. So here maybe you have to pay maybe $10 per month. Only $10 per month you have to pay. The amount you have to pay is 2 cents per GB per month. It means 2 rupees per month you have to pay if you're planning to maintain your tabular data in a table storage. So where the blob storage is used, blob storage is mainly used in data science, data engineering, software engineering, administration, and architecting. Means it is used everywhere. While if I'm talking about the table storage is mainly used in 2 or 3 type of project: data science, data engineering, and software development type of project it is used. Hey, good morning, Arun.
Sir, I'm just enjoying the class.
So any question related to blob and table storage, then please unmute and ask your question.
So like whenever we need to store a mass amount of data, so file storage should be preferred over the table storage. That's what you mentioned, right?
Depending on the type of data. So if you're planning to maintain the semi-structured data, suppose CSV, TSV, Word document, PDF, PPT, zip, backup. So all such type of data you guys can maintain in a table in a blob storage. But on the other hand, if you have some data that you're planning to store in a tabular format, means row and column, so such type of data recommendation is to store in table storage. Here the capacity is up to 500 terabyte, but here you can maintain more amount of data, petabytes of data per table you can maintain. I'll show you something. So let me open AI. So here, maximum amount of data. So suppose you're using SQL, PSQL, or any other database. So how much data you can store? You know, It is in theory. Practically, it is not possible, but yes, theory it is in cloud. In cloud, it is possible up to 524 petabytes. But in theory, normally, guys, in one database, not in one table, in one database, you can store terabytes of data. Only terabytes of data, like 64 terabyte, 128 terabyte, 32 terabyte, means few terabyte of data you guys can maintain in a database. While here, in one table, you can maintain petabytes of data, not terabyte, petabytes of data you can maintain. So if you're maintaining terabytes of data, suppose you have total 10 terabyte of data that you are maintaining in your SQL server. Whenever you write the query, you'll face the performance issue, means your query will take time to respond. While here the performance is very fast and petabytes of data you guys can maintain per table. It's working on the key and value pair. I will show you practically. The third option is called the queue storage. So queue storage is mainly used whenever you're planning to do the system integration. This is for the data engineering and software engineering. So if there's a project related to software engineering and other project related to data, and you are planning to do the system integration, then it is used. So what you guys can do, you can maintain your messages here. So the first three services, this is used to maintain semi-structured or unstructured data. The table storage is used to maintain the data in a tabular format, while the queue storage is mainly used to maintain your data in a queue. Any type of messages, means in case you're planning to maintain the messages in a queue, then you guys can go with the queue storage. The first three are mainly used in development related project, maybe software engineering or data engineering, while the last two is mainly used by admin and architect. So a person who is working as an architect, they are using all the type of services like ADLS Gen2, Blob storage, table storage, disk storage, file, and queue. But a person who is working as an admin, so normally they are focusing on these two. The disk storage means whenever you are creating a machine, the hard disk of the machine will be the disk storage. And the file storage or file share, technically this is called the file share. So file share is nothing, just a replacement of the file server. So normally in on-premise ecosystem, we have the concept of the file server. It is just replacement of the file server. In nutshell, I would say we have total 5 type of subtypes available. Depending on your requirement, what type of data you are planning to maintain in Azure Cloud Computing, just go and use these services. Remember, total 6 services we are going to cover in next 3 sessions. So whenever you're going to create a storage account with some constraint, Microsoft will not give you the free hand that you can write here Ramsham Ghansham. You cannot write. There'll be some constraint that you guys have to follow. The constraint number 1 is the name of the storage account must be in a lowercase. For example, if you're planning to write Vishleshna Prakash, so you cannot write B in capital, P in capital. You have to write everything in lowercase. The name of the storage account must be unique across the globe. Means if already someone reserve the name Vishleshna, you cannot assign here. You cannot use any special character. Means numbers are allowed, alphabets are allowed, but alphanumeric is allowed, but special characters are not allowed. Plus, the length of the storage account must be between 3 to 24 character. It cannot be 2, it cannot be 25. The length of the storage account must be between 3 to 24 character. So this is the intro question, guys. The intro may ask, what is data? What is the storage account? What are the different type of storage options we have? And next question is, what are the different constraints we have with the storage accounts?
Let me ask one question, and I'll pick one volunteer. So I'm picking Sonia Minakshi. Sonia, are you there?
Yes.
Sonia. Okay. My simple question is, I'm not going to ask any complicated question. The simple question is, we Arthur just talked about Azure Blob storage as a concept or as a term, right? If somebody was to ask you in a very simple way, why is Azure Blob storage important? Can you give me a couple lines answer on that in simple words? Nothing complicated, simple words.
We can say Azure Blob Storage. It's important because it is used to store huge amounts of unstructured data.
And that's beautiful. That's correct, Sonia. So the way it works is, the storage is important because, in simple words, there are a lot of companies and they have massive amounts of large data, right? That has to be stored cheaply in one central cloud location. So it's pretty simple. There has to be stored simply in one central cloud location. पर सवाल ये आता है, somebody might ask, why do I need to store it in one central cloud location?
So that it is easy for anybody to access it.
Absolutely, perfect answer. So if I look at Chakresh, one of the answers will be, see, in today's modern times, whenever we talk about data and AI, many companies have called their department names as data and AI. Majority of the companies have done that. Now, what is happening is people are using Fabric, just like Aradhya was describing. People are using Fabric, people are using Databricks, people are using Spark. So these are different technologies, different tools. So how will Spark access the data? How will Fabric access the data? How will Databricks access the data? How will AI systems, Gen AI, Agentic AI, how will they access the data? If it is stored in where?
Central place.
It's a
Correct,
central
center
location.
place. So that is the challenge, which is why, as a concept, Azure has become the foundation of what? Data and AI. It has become the foundation. So whenever Aradhya is describing these concepts visually, and when he says, I've noticed that Aradhya, I've noticed him over many, many classes so far. And always he says, he stops after 2, 3 slides and says, guys, please ask me questions. And I was very happy that Bisheshna asked a important question. So whenever you are studying, like I'm seeing on the slide, storage constraint, I should always try to remember, whether you do it at home later on, whether you are attending the class, always ask, ki, why am I learning about storage constraint? Iska kya fayda hai? One, am I capable, when Aradhya is showing these beautiful notes and slides, am I capable of answering this in one-liner, 1 or 2 liners, as if I was sitting in an interview? So always have that concept in mind. But Sonia is very happy that your answer was more or less accurate. Like at your current levels, the answer was pretty accurate. So thank you. Sorry, back to you.
Sorry, guys, I was speaking on mute. So there's a question from Vishleshna also. So Vishleshna, can you please ask your question? Prakash, you're speaking on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, now I can.
So the table storage, it mentioned that it is mostly NoSQL, right? But the data is stored in a tabular form. So we know that SQL, I'm not sure, but I just wanted to ask that when the data is stored with a non-SQL relationship, retrieving the data, does it affect your performance?
No. The performance is the best one. The region here in table storage, you're not, there's no memory. It will give you just a storage over there. You can store your data in a tabular format. Now, question is, if there's no memory, then how exactly you'll get the better performance? So normally, if you're using, this is used in data engineering project for the computation, for the calculation, for the transformation. What you'll use the data brick. So in Databricks, the performance is not an issue. Over there, there are multiple different sizes of clusters are available. Depending on what type of performance you're looking for, just go and select the cluster. What these clusters will do, the cluster will read the data from the table, process and transform and process somewhere. So that's why in beginning I told you guys, this is not a SQL server. Over there you can write the store procedure, function, join. All these are technically not possible here. You can write the select query, but you cannot write the complex query. The reason this is not a database, this is just storage platform. Over there you can store your tabular data, wherever you have massive amount of data. Example I'll give you, Google. In Google, we have huge amount of data. Suppose you are scraping the data directly from Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, here and there. So, so just think. So, if you are scraping the data, scanning the data from social media, and such type of data you're planning to store in a database like SQL, do you think you can store such a huge amount of data in any database? Technically, it is impossible. You can store the data, but in 1 day or 2 days, your database will be full. Means every day you need a new database. While here you guys can maintain huge amount of data in one table. Similarly, you guys can create unlimited amount of table here. So in cloud computing, there's no there's no storage related issue. Whatever the type of data, whatever the amount of data that you're planning to store, you can maintain. But in SQL, Oracle, pSQL, or any other database, we have the storage capacity, like few terabyte of data we can maintain. And if you're maintaining few terabyte of data, suppose you have you're using MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. In Microsoft SQL Server, you have stored 10 terabyte data. Technically, it is possible to store 10 TB data. But whenever you write your query, the query will take few days to respond. I'll give you example. In 2013-14, I was working for insurance company. So usually we were executing our program, and it was responding after 1 week, 3 days, 5 days, 9 days, 15 days. Average time was 7 days. Then what we started after a few years, we started using Databricks. So nowadays we are not using SQL Server, is mainly used for the transaction purpose, not for the big data. So if you're planning to go with the big data, you have to go with the Databricks. You have to go with the MS Fabric, or you have to go with some alternate options. The best option available in market is big data, especially Databricks or Snowflake. So the purpose is different, guys. Databricks is mainly used to store and process huge amount of data, means historical data. In case you're working on the transactional data, near real-time or real-time data, so all such type of data will be maintained in a database. But the problem with the database is you cannot store unlimited amount of data. Whenever the volume of data will increase, you'll face the performance issue. So what we used to do, we process the data stored somewhere in a data warehouse solution. Clear? So purpose of the table storage is different. In case you're planning to store the social media related data in a tabular format, so where you will store? You will store in a message. Answer is no. File share, no. Disk storage, no. Blob storage, no. Technically, it is possible to store in a blob storage, but your work will increase. So the recommendation from Microsoft is to maintain such type of data in a table storage, not in a blob storage. So selection of the services is very important, guys. If your selection is incorrect, the operation cost may increase up to 90%. Somewhere between 30 to 90% operation cost will increase. For example, suppose if you are maintaining your data, suppose you are working on the metadata configuration somewhere in database, you have to pay few $100, at least $300 to $500 per month you have to pay. But the same configuration, if you are maintaining a table storage, you have to pay 2 rupees only per month. Only 2 rupees you have to pay. The reason, the size of the configuration will be less than 1 GB, and up to 1 GB you have to pay only 2 cents, which is 2 rupees. So think that in one hand you have to pay 2 rupees, in other hand you have to pay 40,000 rupees. Which one is better? So depending, that's why in beginning I told you the operation costs may increase or decrease depending on the service selection. So why we are covering varieties of services, so that you can decide in which situation, what type of services you should go with. Any other question from anyone? Anshul Singh. Vishleshna Prakash. Pratap.
Like if we are using like if there is a CSV file with proper levels, so will it be going in a blob storage, or like in this table will be more beneficial for that?
Okay, so any semi-structured data, unstructured or semi-structured data. Suppose if you are playing with the Excel, CSV, TSV, Notepad, Word document, machines backup, data center backup, multiple machine backup, disk drive, folder backup, all such type of data you can maintain in a blob storage. But if you're storing the data, if you're scrapping the data from social media like Facebook, and that data you're planning to store for the data engineering or for data science related, for analysis purpose, you're planning to store the data, the recommendation is to store your data in a table storage so that you can get the better performance. You can save your time also.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, while you're going to create a storage account, so these constant you have to keep in your mind. For example, I'm going to log into the portal, which is portal.azure.com. You see here, the first subscription I'm going to use from next day, means by this week you guys have to create your subscription. You all of you no need to create the subscription. 2 or 3 members will create the subscription. I'll tell you the name, guys. Only 2 or 3 members will create the subscription and others will use free of cost. So you see here, this is Azure portal. In my subscription, I have $16 credit available. So every month, Microsoft will top up $150, which I can use for a month. In current situation, I have only $16 credit available. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create a storage account. And in beginning, yesterday I told you guys, while you're going to create any of the resource or you're going to create the instance of any of the service, what we need a resource group first. So there are 2 options to create a resource group. One, you can create in beginning, which I created yesterday. The second option, during the provisioning of the resource also, you guys can create it. For example, you see here, the service is storage account. In beginning, I told you this is one of the multi-purpose service used. And here we have the multiple options are available. So for example, in case you're planning to manage the blob storage, table storage, or some other options, we have the solution available. So here, one second. So here, just go and click on create button. We don't have any resource group available. We have default resource group available. I don't want to go with this. So here we have to click on the create new. Pass the name of the resource group. Suppose I'm going to create the resource group. Name will be RG. We are working for the customer name is American Express, Amex. Project name is DSL. Okay. So, and this is, we are creating for the production environment. So resource group name will be RG Amex DSL Prod. As yesterday I told you, there's no fixed naming convention. It will depend on you, your company or customer. Here, while you're going to create a storage account, you cannot pass in uppercase. For example, if I pass in uppercase, I'll get the error here. Or if I'm passing any name like SCL, lowercase SCL Technology Limited, TCS, Wipro. So all these names are reserved, guys. So I'll get the error after some time. Suppose I'm passing here TCS. TCS name is already taken by someone. If I'm passing here IBM, so IBM is also taken by someone. It means these names are reserved. So if you are occupying any name, suppose the name of the storage account you are creating is Prakash. So if you have created the storage account with the name of Prakash, no one else can create worldwide, globally, guys. No one can create the storage account with the same name. So here, while you're going to create a storage account, make sure it should be lowercase. Upper cases are not allowed. Plus, it must be unique across the globe. Length must be between 3 to 24 characters. For example, for the time being, I pass ER. I'm getting error message that field can contain lowercase letter numbers. Name must be between 3 to 24 characters. Means as of now, it's not between 3 to 24. That's why I'm getting error. So what you can do, you can pass the name like Cloud Vista 360, or maybe Cloud Vista 365, whatever the name you want. So make sure you'll pass the unique name. Where you're planning to create this storage account I'm planning to create in Central India. So Central India means I'm talking about the Pune. So I'm going to create a storage account. So in India, we have 3 publicly available regions. One is the Central India, second is South India, and the third is the West India. So if you see here, guys, here I'm getting the recommendation to go with the Central India. So this is a question. This question I'm passing to Anshul Singh. Anshul, why I'm getting the recommendation to go with the Center India?
Because we are in that central region, so it's
Uh,
recommending that closest one.
Region, I'm much closer to the Center India. I'm from Noida location, so Noida is much closer to the Center India compared to compared to any other location. If you're from Bihar, Rajasthan, you're from Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, or any state of the North India, so in most of the cases, the recommendation will be to go with the Center India. West India is mainly recommended for the customer who are close to Mumbai or who are from Mumbai. Mumbai is the economical capital of India. So there are lots of companies are there. So what these companies are doing, these companies are making the data in West India, not in the South Center or South India. So guys, I'm from Noida location. So in my case, recommendation is to go with the Center India. It's not force. Microsoft will not force you, but here you'll get some recommendation that you guys can follow. Now question is, I can go with the US also. A question. This question I'm passing to Chakres. So Chakres, suppose you have selected region or location as the United States. So what type of challenges you'll face later on?
Performance issue.
Perfect. So there'll be some performance issue later on. So guys, now here, what is the preferred storage type? What is the purpose? Are you planning to go with the blob storage and data lake storage Gen 2? So I'm saying yes. The purpose of my storage account is I'm planning to use for the blob storage and ADLS Gen 2. So there's a question from Prakash. Yes, Prakash.
So I just wanted to ask you one thing, because Central India has the new data centers, right? Mumbai and Chennai are older. Does Microsoft?
No. Center India is not a new data center. The first Center India is not a data center; it's a region. The second, it's not a new one. It's a very old one. If I'm talking about the new one is under progress, which will be ready by end of this year. It is in Hyderabad. Name is South Center India.
Got it. No, my question was, does Microsoft influence in terms of giving preference to region 2 type data centers over region 1 in their recommendation?
Recommendation, if the recommendation you'll get is in your geographic location. If you have the alternate option, like if you have the option like the type 2, then you can go with the type 2. For example, suppose West India, I mean Mumbai is type A and West South Center India is type 2. So recommendation is to go with the type 2 region for the high availability. Over in type 2, you have to pay slightly higher amount compared to the type A, but yes, the performance will be good, especially in case of disaster. There will not be any downtime. If you're planning to go with the type A, then there may be chances for the downtime also in war situation, especially earthquake, war, or tsunami situation. There'll be possibility for the downtime.
Got it.
So while you're going to create a storage account, there'll be two very important feature available. So the performance of your solution will depend on this selection, guys. One is the standard, second is the premium. So as an architect, so guys, if anyone who is working as a developer or working as an admin, so they don't care about all these. That's why normally the operation cost of the projects are very high. I'm talking about two type of project. One is the software engineering, second in data engineering. Especially in data engineering projects, the operation cost is very hard side. So because of the poor architecting, because of poor administration. So normally as an architect, it is your responsibility to submit a document, like whenever anyone is getting anything, what type of tier they are planning to go with, or what recommendation you are planning to pass, so that admin, a person who is going to implement that, they can follow. So here the two options available. Standard, if you're recommending to go with the standard, then the performance will be slightly delayed, and if you're recommending to go with the premium, then the performance will be best one. But remember guys, depending on the situation, you should select it. If you feel you're looking for the lower latency, you can go with the premium. In case you're looking for the moderate type of performance, then in that case you guys can go with the standard. Remember, standard is very cheaper compared to the premium one. If you're planning to go with the premium one, you have to pay minimum 7 times higher amount. Minimum 7 times. Suppose here $1,000 you are paying, so here you have to pay $7,000 minimum. Minimum 7 times you have to pay. Next is redundancy. This is very important, guys. This property is very important. So let's draw the architecture. So make sure you'll focus here. So in Azure Cloud Computing, you'll get a multiple type of redundancy. Yes, Shivani.
Aradhya, we discussed that depending on the our customers base, we have to choose the region. So I'm trying to understand here why do we choose here Central India?
I'm from, so in my case, there's no customer. Suppose I'm the customer. I'm the developer, I'm the customer. So in that case, Center India is more closer. So here I'll get the better performance compared to any other region. Example, if my resources are available in Center India, maybe I'll get the response in 2 seconds. Same resources are available in South India, so I'll get the response in 4 seconds. So tell me one thing, you'll go with the 2-second delay or 4-second delay?
2 second delay.
Perfect. That's why I selected to go with the Center India.
Okay.
Hi, Aditi.
Same time, if you're selecting, suppose you're provisioning anything in UK, it may take maybe 9-10 seconds. There'll be delay of 9 seconds or 10 seconds also. So recommendation is always to go with the closer to the base location. For example, suppose my base location is Noida, but my customers are from Chennai. So in that case, I should go with the Chennai, not the Center India. Or maybe my customer is from UK, so I should go with the UK, not India.
Hi, Ardi. I have
Yes,
a quick question here. The follow-up question for this is, what if the customers are spread across? I mean, I wouldn't go global, but I mean, right? Customers can be global customers.
Okay.
How does that work? I mean, even within the country, if they are spread across India, how
Perfect.
does that work?
So what you can do, you can go with the Center India. The region this is, or as of now, for the time being, you can go with Center India. After 1 year, if same question you'll ask that time, I would say you can go with the South Center India, means Hyderabad. The region, if you see the map of India, the center Hyderabad is, I think, somewhere here, right? So it neither is pure north, not pure south. So this will be one of the centralized location. For the time being, here, this is the central one.
Got it.
Going forward in future, you can go here. Second option is available here. What you can do, you can deploy your location. If you're working for the multinational companies, so in that case, there'll be different approach available. So you can apply the different type of load balancer. With the help of load balancer or application gateway, all these you guys can manage here. We'll discuss later on when the particular topic will start.
Sure.
Okay, so let's talk about the redundancy. This is very important feature, guys. So in Azure Cloud Computing, we have multiple type of redundancy options are available. The first option is called the LRS. LRS stands for local or locally redundant storage. So in local or locally redundant storage, Microsoft will give you multiple copy of the data. Again, repeating here, you will get multiple copy of the data. So total 3 copy of the data you will get here. So as a user, suppose I'm the user. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me copy here. I'm the user. What I'm planning, suppose I'm uploading my machine's backup. Suppose this is my machine. What I'm planning to upload the backup of my machine. So backup is also a data. Okay. Or maybe I have some video, picture, images, audio, video, CSV, TSV, or any other type of data. Video, video icon. Okay. Suppose guys, this is one of my video. Okay. What I'm planning to maintain my data. So whenever you're planning to upload any data with the locally redundant storage, so here first type of redundancy is called the LRS. LRS stand for local or locally redundant locally redundant storage. This is also called the LRS. LRS. Make sure you focus here, guys. This is a very important property. You cannot ignore it. Okay. So local or locally redundant storage. In this case, as an end user, you have to upload your data once. Suppose this is my region. In this region, what I'm planning, the region is Central India. Okay, this is your Central India region. In this region, what I'm planning to manage my data here. So this is region is Central India. CENTRAL, Central India. So in Central India, I'm planning to manage my data. So what will happen? As an end user, I will upload my data once, but internally what Microsoft will do, Microsoft will maintain 3 copies of my data in the same region. Means in Central India region only, Microsoft will create 3 copies of the data. So I will upload once, but internally it will be redundant or it will be replicated 3 times. So if you see here, this is the region. The region name is Central India. In Central India, what is this? This is the data center. So as an end user, what I'm planning, this is my data center. DC1, DC2, and DC3. There are 3 data centers available. What I'm planning, I'm going to upload my data here. Okay. This is my data I'm planning to upload here. So as any user, I will upload my data once. Suppose I uploaded my data. So my data will be uploaded here. Okay. This is my data. Once it is ready, once this is copied in first data center, same time what will happen? This will be replicated. The same data will be replicated in second data center. It means internally, Microsoft will give you total 3 copies of the data. This is first copy. This is the second copy. Okay. This is first copy. This is second copy, and this is third copy. So here Microsoft will give you total 3 copies of data. This is first copy, second copy, and third copy. So it means you have to upload once. You have to upload your data once, but internally Microsoft will create 3 copies of the data in one data center. So guys, so suppose this is rack. This is Central India data center. So here this is rack. Anyone who don't understand what is rack? This is DC rack, data center.
I don't understand, Aradhya.
Okay, no problem. I'll show you. This is nothing rack. Rack number 1. I'll type here. Rack number 1. Whenever you guys feel there's a confusion or you're not able to connect, please ask your question. I'm ready to repeat multiple times. But remember, आज नहीं पूछोगे तो कल पूछ ही नहीं सकते. And after 3 months, if you're asking, so I'll feel very bad. So you see here, rack number 1, rack number 2, and rack number 3. These 3 racks should be available in same data center. So now let me show you here. Data center rack. Okay. So guys, you see here, this is the data center and this is the rack. Now it is clear. So this is the data center. 1 second. You see why I'm sharing all these, so that you can understand what is data center. So this is one of data center. It means data center is the physical facility where Microsoft IT infrastructure is available. For example, racks, network, storage, server, and other equipment will be available with the high availability, with the security and scalability. So this is the data center. In this data center, this type of racks will be available. So what will happen here? First copy of the data will be managed here, maybe in this rack. Second copy will be available in second rack, and the third copy of the data will be available in the third rack. Means automatically all the data will be distributed in different racks. Now it's clear what is rack? Rack is the physical device, just like the box or just like the Almeida or locker. Over there, your server will be placed or your data will be available. So what will happen? The first option that we are talking here is called the LRS. LRS stands for local or locally redundant storage. In this case, Microsoft will give you total 3 copies of data, and all these 3 copies of data will be available within same data center. So it will protect your data against the rack failure, disk failure, server failure, software failure, hardware failure. It does not protect the data from the data center or regional failure. If entire data center is failed, so it will not protect your data. If entire region is failed, then also it will not protect the data. So here, if I'm talking about the cost-wise, this is lowest in terms of the cost. And synchronization from one to another copy will be synchronous. It will be a synchronous process. So here, guys, this is the first copy of the data. You see here. And this is very important. If I'm repeating multiple times, very important, it means it's very important. So make sure you follow here. So this is first copy of the data. Second. And third copy of data. So we have total 3 copies of data. Copy 1, copy 2, and copy 3. Suppose this is data center. This is my center India data center. Data. Okay. In center data center, there will be 3 racks. Rack number 1, rack number 2, and rack number 3. In these 3 racks, 3 copies of the data will be available. As an end user, you have to upload your data once, but internally the same data will be replicated 3 times within the same data center. This is clear? Any question, confusion?
Good. Yeah.
If you have any question, then please ask your question, guys. So, few important.
So, sir, when you mention that it's asynchronous, what is meant by asynchronous?
Not asynchronous, synchronous. This is synchronous process. Means once the first copy is ready, then only the second copy will be ready. In asynchronous process, multiple copy will be ready at a time. So first here, LRS. LRS stands for locally redundant storage. So guys, what is this? This redundancy is called the LRS. So here, LRS stands for local or locally redundant storage. So LRS keeps 3 copies of the data within single data center. Within centers are in same Azure region. And what it does, it protects your data. It protects data from server, disk, and rack failure. It means if risk software, so if software failed, hardware failed, rack failed, then it will protect the data. So it will not protect the data if the entire data center is down. The region If rack is down, hardware is down, instance is down, software is down, hardware is down, then no problem. If the first copy is not available, you will get the services from second or third copy. Every time you have total 3 copy of the data available. If the first copy is not available, no problem. Services will be available up and running from the second or third copy. So here, what will happen? Here you will get total how many copy of the data you will get here? You will get total 3 copy of the data. So you will get total 3 copies of data in one data center. Point number 1. And what it will do? It protects. What it will do? It will protect the data from software, hardware, data center. It will rack and disk failure. So if the hard disk is failed, software is failed, hardware is failed, rack is failed, then it will protect data. Mainly, it will protect data from rack level of the failure. It will not protect the data if the entire region is down. So does not protect data from data center or region failure. Okay. If I'm talking about the charges, this is lowest in terms of the charges, lowest cost. If I'm talking about the charges, it's a 2 cents per GB per month. What are the charges? The charges are 2 cents per rupees. So it means nowadays 1 rupees 85 paise. 1 rupees 85 paise per GB per month. Per GB per month. It means in case you're planning to store 1 GB of data, how much you have to pay per month? Only 1 rupee 85 paise, which is 2 cents. 2 cents per GB per month. And the data redundancy means replication of the data will be synchronous. Here, synchronous, synchronous, synchronous replication of data. So data replication from one to another copy will be synchronous process. Now, see this picture. Later on, I will share with you in your WhatsApp group also. So LRS stands for locally redundant storage. So this is simple, reliable, and cost efficient. Why I'm creating or sharing all these picture with you guys? It is help you to prepare from day one for the interview. So when you guys can use, we guys can use this in development and testing environment. Suppose you are working as a software engineer, admin, architect, or data engineer. During the development, during the UAT or SIT, you guys can use the LRS. But if you're planning to go with the production, the recommendation from my side as well as from the Microsoft side is not to go with the LRS. The reason here, if entire data center is down, so your project will be down for a few hours. So here it is non-critical workload. If the workload is not critical, means it is not designed for the production environment. It is mainly designed for the development environment. But the problem with your project is, in 100% cases, either people will go with the LRS or ZRS or ZRS. What is the recommendation? In case you want to reduce the operation cost of the project during the development, during the UAT and SIT, what you should do? You should go with the LRS. What it will do? It will protect the data from the rack level of the failure. One rack is down, no problem. Still, you will get the services from second and third copy. So here, LRS stored 3 copies of the data within the single data center in the same region. Key points: 3 copies of data will be stored in one data center. It will protect the data against the server, rack, and the disk failure. It does not protect the data against the data center or regional outage. So if data center is failed or region is failed, then it will not protect the data. It is mainly designed to protect the data if rack is failed. If I'm talking about the cost is 2 cents per GB per month, which is 1 rupees 90 or 95 paise per GB per month nowadays. It is one of the lowest one. Data synchronization, data movement from one to another copy will be synchronous process. Means first copy is ready, then only the provisioning of the second will be in progress. So guys, if one server, disk, or rack fail, your data is still safe and available. So guys, Number of copies, how many copy of data you'll get total? You'll get total 3 copy of data. It will protect the data. It will protect you from the server, disk or rack level failure. It will not protect the data if the data center is down or region is down. Replication time will be synchronous and cost will be lowest. Performance wise, lower latency.
Adha, can I take a minute?
Yeah, please.
So, I want one volunteer. It's going to be Chakresh, Sonia, Madhurika. Who wants to be a volunteer? Prerna, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Areva. I like your name, Chakresh. So I'll take you as an example. So assume that I'm staying in an apartment. I'm not even talking IT right now, right? I'm talking about simple thing. Okay, we are staying in an apartment building. Okay. Let's say my apartment number is A102 or something, A100. It is my apartment number. I'm staying in an apartment. What kind of problems can I have in an apartment? Anybody, by the way, anybody can answer this, but it's not just Chakresh. I just took him as, just because he volunteered.
Power cut.
What kind of problems do I have in an apartment? Power
Lift
cut.
can go wrong, means lift can
Okay.
shut down.
Okay, what else?
We can get
Water problem.
Arey Baba, आप लोग गर्मी में, I don't know wherever you are. Is it hot in India these days?
Very
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, very hot.
Very hot, right? Chakresh, I think you are
Yes,
in
sir.
Delhi. So
Yeah.
cooling, is that a problem?
Yes, if the apartment is centrally AC, then the cooling is a problem.
Huh. What about plumbing? Is that a problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Acha, so like this, we can have various problems in an apartment building. So now they are explained about the term rack, right? Sonia, you listening?
Yes, yes, I
Yes.
am.
Excellent. So when you think of an apartment building, you had these kind of problems. Now, what happens when uh, the racks themselves, they rarely fail because it is basically like a standardized vertical chassis that lets data center pack, power, cool, and network. I'll simplify it. My servers are sliding into rack slots, right?
Right.
I have servers, they are sliding into the rack slots. And what did I just say? Rack themselves will generally not fail, but sometimes the infrastructure associated with the rack might fail. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is so Ardha was saying something can fail, this can fail, that can fail. Arey Baba, we understand that this can fail. Nobody asked what are the causes for failure. There can be a power failure, right?
Right.
Yes. What
Yes.
about heating and cooling failure? Yes.
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 So what about let's say you have cables, right? There are faulty
Right.
cables. What about that?
That will also cause.
Okay. What about some physical damage?
That is also possible.
Possible, na?
Yeah.
Now let's talk about there are also liquid leaks.
Hmm.
So you can basically, what about, so when you have racks and everything, there are network switches that can fail,
So
right? Now,
network switches can fail, firewall can fail,
all these
network
kind
card
of
can
things can
fail.
fail. So we
Yeah.
understand failures, why they happen. Now what Arthur is teaching is what to do in the failure situations, or which one to use, which one is best and which one is not best. Now we talk about, these days everybody knows hyperscale AI environments. Yes? No?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So there, like when we talk about data and AI, we are doing everything at a larger scale, right? Yes.
Yes.
So in a typical environment like Microsoft or Amazon, they will have thousands of these kind of things, right? So when they have thousands of these kind of things, you have to prevent them. You already know that you have a rack and you have to take care of electricity, cooling, networking, and all of that. And many racks together, they form a data center. So think about racks. Um, think about one rack as an apartment building. Think of many racks as a data center. Or your many racks together are forming a data center. So now you have to take care of all those kind of things we talked about: power, heating, cable, this, that. But the most important, one of the most important problem in higher environments is power density. It is the most important thing. Have you heard of GPU? Anyone has heard of GPU? Yes, no?
Processing unit,
Huh.
right? The CPU part of it
Uh,
for
so
the
you're So anyhow, when we talk about GPU racks, they are most modern. NVIDIA, for example, is a company manufactures GPUs, right? It is known for that. So many of these GPU racks can consume lot of power, lots of power. They can generate extreme amount of heat. So if you don't have enough cooling, or if you don't have enough power delivery, or if the power cannot keep up or the cooling cannot keep up, the rack itself, right? The rack can shut down or it can have failures. Whatever I've said, is it simple and clear? Is it, am I speaking in French?
Yeah,
Simple?
this
Yes,
is
clear.
it's clear.
So whenever we talk about a large scale environment, we have to maintain airflow. There is something like thermal zones. So you may have noticed, if you go in any a typical data center, they will have airflow management. They will have thermal zones. They will have failover power, right? They will have cabling done in a certain manner. So all of those interesting things that we talked about, they are done because they want to prevent rack level failures. Because even when you have a small rack level failure, they can impact the workloads they can impact thousands of workloads in cloud environments like Microsoft or us, Amazon. They will impact it. So which is why rack is important. And then when Aradhya started with the next topic, he's very clearly talking about in which situations LAGRS is used, in which situation something else is used, when will only data center be done. So what he's talking about is different scenarios, and we have to um, think in our mind that, so if I was one of the student, which I am, let me think of myself as a student, I'm the learner. So I will ask Aradhya, Aradhya ji, can you share with us at a later stage whenever it is comfortable, can you share with us what kind of problems typically happen in racks? What kind of problems happen in X thing or Y thing? Because only when you have real problem, like in an apartment, only when you don't have cooling or plumbing, there's a problem, right? So the first thing, my first psychological question is going to be, okay, Adaji, thank you for sharing with us these two concepts. Now, can you tell us, can you give me a couple examples of what kind of problems typically people face and how do they solve them? So, what I'm trying to do here is, I'm trying to help you ask the right kind of questions whenever he pauses. And some of you are doing it very well. But I want other people in the class who have been silent listeners, maybe they know everything. But then if you say you know everything, and if I pause and ask a question, then you should be able to answer some basic stuff, right? So please, guys, other people, I want everybody to participate. No question is a bad question. No question is a dumb question. Do not be shy. Be honest and ask away. I want to see more more from Sonia. I want to see more from all of the people. I want to see something being asked, because that's how you're going to learn. Thank you, Aradhya.
Okay, thank you, Arun. So anyone, any other question related to LRS? LRS, again, repeat. Yeah, please.
I have one question. You said that there are 3 copies of the data, right? Is it that data in a copy is in a backup mode or in a update mode?
No, it's not a backup. It's active mode.
Active mode means suppose I just copy one file and
Suppose you uploaded a video of 1
Right.
GB. So it will be available in the form of video only. In case, whenever we are creating the backup, so normally video will be converted in the form of image. Here, Microsoft will not convert in the form of image. It will be available how you are storing your data. If you are storing the data in the form of picture, audio, video, in the same format, it will be available. So this is called the active mode.
Right. So I think I just not put the question in the right way. Suppose one video is video 1, right? So I uploaded a video 1. So the 3 copy will be free.
Chakresh, can you please come closer to the mic? Your volume
Now
is
it's okay. Now it's okay.
Let me check 1 second. Okay, yeah, please.
Okay. Suppose I uploaded a video 1, right? So video 1 is uploaded and all the 3 copies are created, right? Suppose in the same manner, I just uploaded video 1 again because it's the updated version of the previous video. So it's overwrite the data or it's create another copy.
If the name will be the same, if the name of the video is same, then definitely you'll get the confirmation. Do you want to override or you want to create a new copy?
Okay.
So you have to select. Or if using the program you're going to upload, or there also you have to write the program, whether you want to override or you want to create a new copy.
Okay. Suppose I want to create a new copy. That means in my first drive, I have 2 copy and the similar copy in the other drive also, right?
Yeah, correct. Okay. There's another question from someone.
Yes, like if we create the copy, so does it give you a notification like other 2 copies are created?
No. You will not get the notification. Suppose lots of people are there doing same copy of the data they are maintaining multiple times. It's your choice. For Microsoft, see, they cannot monitor, they cannot scan the data. Maybe it's your business requirement to maintain the multiple copy. So it is your decisioning. If you want to maintain the same copy of the data or different copy of data, you can. Microsoft will charge only whatever data you're going to store. If suppose storage account is available, there's no data. So you no need to pay anything. If you have 1 GB of data available, then you have to pay only ₹1.90 to 95 paise, or close to ₹2 you have to pay. If you have 100 GB of the data, similarly, just go and calculate using the Azure pricing calculator that we covered yesterday. Okay, but remember, when we guys can use LRS, means local latent storage, in development environment, in UAT environment, SIT environment, testing environment. We should not use the LRS in production environments. This is designed for the non-critical workload. Means if any workload which is not very much critical, then we can go with the LRS or locally latent storage. It will protect the data from the rack failure, hardware failure, software failure, not the region or data center failure.
Aradhya, this copies means server, or what is that exactly? How server is sitting over here?
Suppose this is the video. Okay. Suppose this is the movie. This is not the movie. So same movie will be available here. Same copy of the movie will be available here. The third copy of the movie will be available. If one copy is down, suppose the total size of the movie is 1 GB. So if this is down, still in case you want to access data, you can access from here or from here. If 1 and 2 both are down, then still services will be up and running. If there's an outage in a data center, means if entire data center is down, then in that case, you cannot access the data. How much you have to pay? The data storage charges will be ₹1.85 per GB per month. This is the amount nowadays you have to pay, which you guys can calculate in cent. It's a 2 cents per GB per month. Okay.
So Arda, please correct me if I'm wrong here in understanding, because I'm a very weak student. I'm a learner. Okay. So my question is, uh, let's talk about LRS and GRS. ये दो ही RS है, एक LRS है और एक GRS है. Fine.
We have nowadays we have some other options are available. LRS,
Okay.
ZRS, GRS,
Yeah,
RS.
I understand. But at a very high level, I'm doing very high level.
Correct, correct.
What LRS means to me in very simple words, in a very in the simplest learner words, right?
Mhm.
So I'm saying LRS will suppose I'm in a building, right? I'm in one building of my apartment. Now I am keeping three copies of I'm keeping three copies in the same building.
Or in fact, I would say this is your flat. This is a flat, and these are the rooms. So one copy will be available in room number 1, second copy will be available in room number 2, third copy will be available in room number 3. But
Correct. So,
suppose there's an
so
issue in
नहीं तो LRS I understood कि तीन copies है, three अलग-अलग rooms में we're going to keep copies. Now in a very simple, at a very high level, not detailed level, GRS means कि बाबा I'm not only keeping copies in the same building, but I'm keeping copies in another city. Suppose I'm in New Delhi, I'm
Correct.
keeping copies in Ghaziabad. Sorry, I don't know what's Bombay also, or some other name, some other city. So I'm keeping copy in some other city also.
Correct.
So LRS मतलब low cost. ठीक है. I will मैंने just to memorize it or just to understand it better in my mind as a learner, I thought LRS means low cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it true?
Yeah, it's the lowest one.
Okay, thank you so much.
So this is one thing. So second option is called the ZRS or zone redundant storage. This is ZRS. So in this case also, ZRS will also keep 3 copies of the data, but in different availability zone in the same region. So ZRS will keep 3 copies of the data within the last time it was within the single data center, but here this time within or data across 3 availability zone. Means this feature is available in type 2 data centers. So here in availability zone in same region. Okay, and it will protect the data from data center failure or zone failure. From data center or zone failure. If data center is failed or entire zone is failed, in these two cases it will protect the data. So how it is working in this case? First, this feature is not available everywhere. Second, suppose this is region. Okay, the region is Pune, south and so it's the central India. In Pune region, there are 3 zones available. Zone number 1, or in fact, I'll change this. Suppose guys, this is your data center. The first copy is available. Second copy and third copy. Back, send to back, send to back, select, send to back. So now you see here, we have 3 copies of data available. This is copy number 1, copy number 2, and copy number 3. So we have 3 copies of the data available within the same data center. Data center is same and copies are different. So this is the first copy of the data, second copy of the data, and third copy of the data. These three data is available in same region or same data center. Okay. Next. So this is the other example. So in this is the region. Under this region, this is the zone. So zone number 1, 2, and zone number 3. So this is zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. In every zone, there will be minimum 1 data center, maximum it can be 3. So normally there will be 1, 2, 3 data center, either 1, 2, or 3 data center in every zone. So this is zone number 1, zone number 2, and zone number 3. These 3 zones are internally connected. You see here, this is zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. These are internally connected. Okay. So I'll type here zone 1. See zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Zone 2 and zone 3. In every zone, there will be minimum 1 data center. Remember, guys, the statement from the Microsoft is minimum 1 data center. So it can be 2 or 3 also. So here, the first copy of the data will be available. So how exactly to design? So suppose this is your data center 1. This is your DC2. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. These are the data centers. Number can be anything. It can be 1, 2, or 3. Don't go with the 3 only. It can be 1, 2, or 3. So here, so we have 3 zones available. Under each zone, there will be 1, 2, or 3 data center. You see here. So here, first copy of the data will be, so this feature is available in Central India only. For example, in India, we have 3 publicly available regions, but this feature is available in Central India. In South India and West India, this feature is not available. Okay, so what it does, 3 copies of data will be available in different, so across 3 different availability zone. So it means first copy of the data will be available in zone number 1, second in zone number 2, and the third copy of the data will be available in zone number 3. Second point here, it will protect the data from the zone failure. If zone is failed, protect data from zone or region failure. Zone failure. Zone or data center. Zone or data center failure. If one data center is failed or entire zone is failed, in both of the cases, you will get the response here. It will not protect the data, does not protect data from region failure. Okay, from regional failure. If I'm talking about the charges, so charges are moderate level. So guys, it's not very higher. It's higher than LRS. The charges are higher. One second, guys. Thanks.
So while Aadya is drawing this, I want to again ask a very simple question to attract your attention. Okay. Any volunteers? Anshul, this time I'll catch you. Okay. So I'm
Yes.
talking to Anshul. I'm going to ask very simple question. I never, you will never find me asking a complicated question, right? सबसे पहला my question is Singh साहब कि why do you know Arthur is talking about data center availability zone? Why will they fail? What are the causes of their failure?
So the causes of failure will be same like we were talking about the apartment. There could be
Perfect.
issue of
Great
power
answer.
issue.
Great answer. Power, cooling, networking,
Right.
hardware failure, आग लग गया, flooding हो गया. If there is flooding, there'll be
Natural calamities, they can affect our.
everything will be there. So okay. So we have understood why data centers might fail. Now my question to you is, suppose I'm in a very large hospital building. Which city are you located in?
Noida.
Noida. So let's say I'm in क्या बोलते हैं, Fortis.
Right.
I don't know which hospital. Let's call it Fortis or Apollo or whatever. My mother was in Venkateshwara Hospital when she had cancer. Let me talk about now. We are in a hospital building, and they have a backup, right? They have a generator. They have all kind of safeguards. क्योंकि अगर hospital में light चले जाता है, तो generator has to be there, ना? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Now assume that building there's a disaster, there's flood, fire, or something. The building has become unavailable. Okay, so we will call it an infrastructure failure, right? Or
Yes. Yes.
disaster. So disaster has happened, some infrastructure failure has happened. What should I be doing then? If I am a normal person, normal engineer, I have not studied Azure, I have not studied in depth of everything. I understand only basic concepts. What should I be doing? क्या करेगा hospital का बंदा? What will
Like
the person do? Normal. Give me normal answers. It's okay. I'm not asking any technical high grade answers.
mostly if
We
the
can we
उसमें
can go
failure
to
होता
the
है तो evacuate करने कोशिश करेंगे like or
Correct. हाँ, बिल्कुल.
right.
You're right. Because the patients have to be evacuated and put somewhere, right? Because
Yes. Yes.
because if the one hospital building becomes unavailable, we are using the word unavailable. If one hospital
Right.
building becomes unavailable, patients will be directed to other hospitals that have staff, that have the equipment, that have the records ready. So, in other words, the hospital system can survive. Why? Because of a concept called redundancy. Redundancy was built before the failure happened. हमने पहले ही सोच के रखा था. We had thought about it before that whenever something like this happens, we will quickly shift them to. We'll have an evacuation plan. We'll shift them to some other building. Right? Simple सा हो गया. Now think about availability zone, which others talking about. So what happens if one availability zone fails? What is my goal if one availability zone fails? Anyone else? Somebody else? Madhurika? Rishi? Momik?
Yes.
If one availability zone, suppose it is failing for whatever reason, हमें ये नहीं जाना है क्यों fail कर रहा है. It has failed. The availability zone has failed. What should be my goal?
Should be redundant to different zone.
You're kind of sort of right. So in other words, what you're saying is applications should continue running from other healthy zones.
Yeah.
This
Yes.
zone is unhealthy. This zone has become unhealthy. Sad. My application should continue to run from other zones or other regions, and they should have minimal disruption.
Yeah, restore the services
Correct.
ASAP.
Exactly. So that is why the I want you to digest the word redundancy very clearly, very clearly. So so when we say we have to fix the availability zone, एक बंदा आया मैनेजर टाइप का, मैनेजर बंदे ने बोला और डायरेक्टर बंदे ने बोला, ओए भाई, why because how managers talk, they don't understand Azure like Ardha does or you guys do. They will say, अरे भाई, please fix the zone, please fix the zone, do it faster, fast, right? So who fixes the zone? Do the engineers fix the zone themselves? It's a simple question. Do the engineers fix the zone themselves, availability zones?
No, sir.
The on-premise persons will fix it, not the data centers
Ah,
will.
okay. So basically, your cloud provider, that's where Microsoft comes in, right? The cloud providers like Microsoft Azure is expected to have a partnership with you so that they can do the infrastructure recovery. मैं खुद नहीं करने लग जाऊंगा. I will not start doing fixing the zone myself. One person will not fix the zone. So what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is designing systems so that if the one zone is failing, it will not take down other business. It will not take down my business. I'll be able to be redundant. I'll be able to have a strategy, right? So, for example, when your ZRS fails, in India you call it ZRS, in US we call it ZRS. So, your storage will remain available from other zones because my load, there's something called as load balancers. They will redirect my traffic to the healthy servers. I will have multi-zone deployments because my applications can run in multiple zones simultaneously. So I'll do all kind of things. I will have, in other words, which have probabilities in other session, we will have a disaster recovery plan. So if my workload is my failover workloads can go to secondary regions. So I've tried to explain this in a very simple, human way. So every concept, when you go home, when you revise these concepts, these notes are wonderful. Diagrams are others making online. So you should think about all these kind of questions and analogies. Analogy. Back to Aradhya. Deepak had a question, I think.
So does ZRS protect against a full region outage?
No. So this says, if you see here, ZRS or ZRS, keep your data in 3 availability zones. So this feature is available type 2 region. For example, in India, we have 3 regions, but this feature is available in Pune only, Central India. And it will protect the data if the data center is failed or zone failed. So if region is failed, so means some bigger entity is failing. So suppose guys, LRS means if rack is failed. ZRS means if zone is failed or data center is failed. Suppose this zone is failed, no problem. Still services will be up and running from the second one and the third one. So you will get 3 copies of data. First copy of data will be available in zone number 1. Second copy will be available in zone number 2 and zone number 3. Suppose one data center is failed or entire zone is failed. Still the services will be up and running from the secondary and the third copy. So total at a time, you will get 3 copies of the data. And how much you have to pay? Here you have to pay 50% extra. In the first case, you are paying 2 cents per GB per month, while in this case, you have to pay 3 cents per GB per month. If I'm talking about the SLA, in the first case, SLA was 99.99% total 11 times. Here, SLA is 99.99 total 12 times. Let me note it down here. SLA will be 99.99% total 12 times. 12 times 9. While if I'm talking about the LRS, in this case, SLA will be 99.99 total 11 times only. Okay, here 11 times 9, here 12 times. But for one time, you have to pay 50% extra. So 2 cents per GB per month you have to pay with the LRS, while in this case, 3 cents per GB per month you have to pay. So in this case, it will maintain 3 copy of the data, but in different availability zone. Means first copy of the data will be available here, second will be available, third will be available. If this data center is failed or entire zone is failed, still the services will be up and running from the secondary or the third one. Clear?
Okay, sir.
So it will not protect the data if the entire region is failed. Or if entire geography is failed, then it will not protect the data. It will protect the data if data center is failed or zone is failed. When it is used, this is best fit for the high available application. If the customer is asking you to achieve the BCDR or they are looking for the moderate level of the availability, then in that case, you guys can go with the ZRS or ZRS feature. This is for the business critical application. If any application which is business critical and you want to go with the production workload, then okay, you can go with this ZRS feature. So here, again repeating, here you'll get total 3 copy of data available distributed in 3 different zone. And it will protect the data from the data center or zone level of the failure. It will not protect the data if entire region is down. If I'm talking of the charges are slightly higher than the LRS. In the LRS, you are paying 2 cents per GB per month, while in this case, standard charges are 3 cents per GB per month, which is close to 3 rupees or 2 rupees 80 paise per GB per month. Performance-wise, higher with a lower latency. SLA is 99.99%. This is total 12 times 9, means better than LRS. Example, when you guys can use, if you're working on e-commerce website, production, web application, high availability databases, in all these cases, you guys can use it. It's time for the Q&A. If you have any question related to LRS and ZRS, then please unmute and ask your question, guys. These topics are very important.
Rather like it's we are creating it based on the location. Like if the client is from the south location, and in the south location, as you said, in central there are different zones. So
correct. So if any customer who is from South India and they're looking for the BCDR, so what you should do, you should go with the Central India. Why Central India? The region BCDR means business continuity and disaster recovery feature is not available in Chennai. This is available in Pune. So all these 3 are available. All these regions are available in same geographic location. So recommendation is, if nearby there is a ZRS feature available or type 2 region is available, go with it. If not available, then check in your current geographic location, is there any region available with the ZRS feature? If yes, then go with it.
okay.
Any other question from anyone, guys?
Aradhya, are we going to see this practically?
Yes, everything. We are not talking theory. Each and everything will be covered practically. That's why you see, we started here. See, I have 2 options. Option number 1, I can complete my statement in 1 minute. But the problem is you'll forget everything in next 1 hour or 2 hours. Here I'm going to design the architecture in the live session. I'll share this, pictures also. The concept will be clear. Here, that's why I told you this is one of the very biggest topic. It will take minimum 8 to 9 hours minimum. So it means in 3 to 4 sessions we'll complete it.
So Aradhya, is that ZRS is based on availability zones, and do we have an
Yes.
availability zone in India?
Yes.
Because in the geographical map which you sent us,
yes,
it
availability
doesn't-
zone is available in Central India, not in other regions. So we have total 3 publicly available regions: Central India, South, and West India. So in West India and South India, this feature is not available. While in Central India, it means in Pune, we have this feature available.
because in the photo or a picture which you shared in the group, it's not showing that there's an availability zone in India. So that
We
makes
have,
me
we have the availability zone feature available in Central India. It was introduced in year 2021, month of December. Earlier this feature was not available, but in month of December 2021, Microsoft upgraded the Central India region with the availability zone feature.
okay. So when we mean zones, probably this might sound dumb, but I just want to make sure that these are different physical locations or different buildings within a data center, or is the data center means is
Within
the
the
building?
region, within the, yes, three separate availability zone. You see here, it is news of 2021, month of October 2000. Okay, so October 2021 news. Availability on Center India, Azure. Anyway, yeah. Microsoft added new availability zone in Center India, region Pune. So our zones are nothing, just a different building. For example, this is building number 1, building number 2, and building number 3. So
In
zone number 1, zone number 2, and zone number 3. These 3 zones will be available within the same region, maybe different premise.
Okay, and the buildings, are they closely located? Means I'm just checking, like, you know,
Between the
because
distance between two buildings, it may be 50 meter or maybe 50 kilometer also. It depends.
the probability of, like, you know, something wrong happening would be high if the buildings are closely located. I'm just trying to see if these are widely spread, the buildings are widely spread, the data centers in central India.
There are 2 types of zones are available. Sometimes, like in Mumbai, there's space is the big issues over there. Over there, you know, there are 2 types of data centers available: horizontal and vertical data center. So you see here, this is zone number 1. Zone number 1, zone number 2. Okay. In these zones, we have multiple data centers available. Nowadays, what the company is doing, company is trying to upgrade. This will be entire one zone. So after around 2 kilometers, there's another zone company is constructing. So it will be ready by end of this year or maybe first quarter of next year. You see here?
Yep, I see that. Yep.
The actually distance is around 50 to 100 meter, or maybe more than that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, finally, if you have any other question, guys, then please unmute. Still, the topic will continue. It's one of the biggest topic. Will take some time.
Sir, I have one question. Sir, can I move data from LRS to ZRS?
You can. Practically, I will show you all these things.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now,
And so, yeah. So in ZRS, as you mentioned, like we keep a copy of data across the different zones. So again, in those particular zones, we maintain LRS, or like how does it work?
No. LRS feature means it will be available within the same data center. Here, data centers are different. So one copy will be available data center number 1, means zone number 1, zone number 2, and zone number 3. These data centers will be available in different zones.
So say, for example, in zone 3, we have 3 data centers. So that copy of data won't be available in all the 3 data centers?
No, one. That's right. Okay. One copy in zone number 1, one copy. Maybe you have 20 data centers available, but copy will be available in one zone. Second copy will be available second zone. Third copy will be available third zone. But only one data center, not in all.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Any last minute question if you have, then guys, please unmute and ask the question. If no, then we will conclude here. From here, I'll focus 80% on practical implementation. Remaining 20%, I'll focus on the assessment and architecture designing.
So we would still continue on ZRS. So when we start the next session, or is we conclude ZRS?
These two are no.
Okay.
We completed LRS and ZRS completed. Going forward, we'll start with the GRS.
Okay.
Okay. Any last minute question? If you have, then please ask the question. If no, then we can conclude this session.
Sir, where I did the quiz question?
Can you repeat your question?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Deepak.
Is sir where I get the quiz question?
Sorry, your network is bad. Do one thing. Your network is bad. Anyway, so I'll discuss offline. Okay, just do one thing. Just call me after 3 hours. I'll discuss over the phone.
Okay,
yeah, Arda, I have a very weird way of thinking, and you can beat me up for that. But it appears to me that everything is about 2 things. One is fear, and then is money. So based upon fear, if I have less fear, I'll go with one option. If I have more fear, I'll go. If I want to be completely, secure, then I'll go with another option. Also, it is about money because the more the more confident I want to be in my layers of redundancy and disaster handling, the more money I have to pay. Is that, am I being too simplistic, or am I in the right direction at least?
So the thing is, the
मतलब if I have to say जिंदगी की सारी बात पैसे की है कि या तो मुझे, I don't want to be fearful, I want to do the right thing, because for
charges may up and down depending on you, your decision, your solution. For example, if you're planning to go with the out of the box feature which is available, maybe you'll whatever the charge will be standard charges. I'll give the best example in data engineering projects. Normally the charges are very high, very high. But if you're the best architect, you're the good architect, then 30 to 70% charges you guys can reduce. So hota kya, if I'm talking about the data engineers, so they don't understand all these. So what they're doing, they are going with the default value. With the default value, the charges आपको लगता है कि कम होगा, but actually charges are very high. Example, I give you in my last to last project, it was $28,000. The first phase के बाद I reduced the charges up to $17,000, and now we are paying $8,000 only, close to 8,000. Somewhere between.
Yeah, in fact, one of the lead engineers whom we have, he said, he's an expert in Databricks and Fabric, and his latest statement was, "Ki when I did Azure architecture, because he's been in the Azure architecture classes, he said when I learned about that, I realized, Arey Baba, we can save so much of money if I knew these diagrams, this architecture, these basics." So thank you, Aradhya, for taking the time, and I'll be sitting in few more classes to just grasp it completely and ask you these silly questions that I have.
Okay, thank you, Arun.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Kiran. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.